Okay, ma'am.
Good afternoon, students. Welcome to my lecture. Today I am going to discuss about Morse code and common programming errors that most of the students will do. Let us see the Morse code. See, first we need to understand what is Morse code, where it is used, who invented it and when, and what is the purpose of the Morse code. Let us see that. See, the Morse code is a method of transmitting text information as a series of dot and dashes. That means, see, here this Morse code, you will use some dots and dashes to represent the language. See, English language consists of A to Z, right? Letters, right? So in this Morse code, these letters A to Z and 0 to 9 digits also, these letters are represented using dots and dashes. Okay, this Morse code is used in telecommunication. So where it is used? This Morse code is used in telecommunication system. It is used in military and navy. Most of this for signal communication. Okay, this code is mostly used in military signal communication, and it is also used in navy. What is its purpose? So first let us see who invented it and when. This Morse code was invented by Samuel Morse. He is also an inventor of telegraph. Okay, Samuel Morse invented this Morse code. This Morse code is a method of transmitting information. Okay, just I'm speaking, right? I'm speaking in English, right? So English, it is composed of A to Z. So here for A to Z, there are codes, some dashes and dots. Using these dashes and dots, communication will take place. Okay, so mostly used in military and navy. So who invented it? Samuel Morse was invented this Morse code in 1837. This Morse code was the oldest method. Okay, for which purpose this Morse code is used? This Morse code is used for exchanging information in encoded. Encoded means some other format. Okay, which format you are using? Some other format like dots and dashes. Okay, usually this is used for secret messages in military communication, signal communication, and it is also used in navy. Okay, see, as we think that whole world, the only one person who can speak is human being, right? You will think only human being can speak, but it is mistaken. Look at the animals kindly. They will see, they will talk, and other animals gently. Okay, the animals can speak. Okay, but the humans cannot understand how the animals will speak using some sounds. Okay, this Morse code was inspired from animal sounds. As humans cannot understand this Morse code, okay, you cannot understand this Morse code. It is mostly inspired from the animals sounds. Okay, humans cannot understand the animal sounds. Okay, but animals can understand. They will speak, right? They will listen well, they will speak, but humans cannot understand it. This Morse code was inspired from the animal sounds. All the alphabets and digits have separate codes. Okay, in this Morse code, all the alphabets and digits from 0 to 9 and alphabets from A to Z will have separate codes. This Morse code is still used. This Morse code is the oldest method. Okay, this Morse code is still used. The main purpose of this Morse code is for communication. Okay, mostly used in military signal communication. Okay, for sending secret messages so that others cannot understand. Remember this, here in Morse code, sounds are used. It is represented as dots and dashes. A to Z and 0 to 9. All these letters and digits are represented using dots and dashes. Some sounds. Okay. This Morse code is still used. It is oldest method. You will think that many technologies has come, but what is the use of this Morse code? This Morse code is still using. They are using still this Morse code for secret messaging, so that others cannot understand. Okay, if two persons are communicating using this Morse code, these two persons should understand the Morse code. Okay, if one person can understand the Morse code and other person cannot understand the Morse code, then communication will not be done properly because they cannot understand the Morse code. If two persons have to understand the Morse code, then only they can understand what they are speaking. Okay, this, remember, this communication is done using some beep sounds. Okay, beep sounds. Each alphabet and digits are represented with these beep sounds only. Let us see. This is the Morse code representation of A to Z. See, for A there is a dot. Okay, see, in Morse code dots and dashes are used. Dots and dashes. See, this dot is represented using some beep sound, some short beep sound. Okay, this dash is represented using some long beep sound. Okay, these Morse code is represented by dots and dashes. These dot represent a small beep sound, dash represents some long beep sound. Okay, see here. See, this Morse code example was asked in your previous paper. You have to remember all these representation A to Z, 0 to 9. You have to understand and you have to learn this Morse code. Okay, in previous examination they have asked this. You need to remember all this code, these dots and dashes. See, for A means small dot and dash. Okay, small dot means small beep sound. Dash means somewhat long beep sound that represents A. You have to remember all these things. You need to practice it. Okay. See, B means first starting long dash. That means a long beep sound and three dots. Three dots means three beep sounds. Short beep sound. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. See. Again C. C means some long dash. Long dash means some long beep sound like beep. Next, small dot means short beep sound like beep. Next, again beep. Again small dot means short beep sounds. These are all beep sounds. Okay, remember that dot means small beep sound. A dash means long beep sound like beep beep, in that way. Okay, next D. See the D. D means, see, dash and two dots. Okay, D means a dash and two dots. That means beep and beep beep. Okay, remember that dash means long beep, dot means short beep sounds. Okay, these are, everything is represented using beep sounds only. Okay, next E means only one dot, beep. That's all. Next F means two dots and dash, again dot. That means beep beep, long beep sound like beep, again beep. Okay, these are all sounds. Just once again see the PPT, you will understand. You have to remember these codes A to Z. Okay, remember this Morse code is used in telecommunication. Okay, mainly used in military and navy. Okay, for secret communication, secret messaging, so that no one can understand. Okay, if two people are communicating using this Morse code, then two people must understand the Morse code, otherwise communication will not take properly, so that others cannot understand, but those two persons can understand the Morse code. This is used for secret messaging so that no one can understand. Once again, see the PPT. Again, I am repeating. Dots and dashes. This Morse code is consisted of dots and dashes. See, I am speaking, right? I am speaking in English. English nothing but A to Z, contains the letters A to Z. So, this can be represented using these small dots and dashes only through sounds, so that who can understand Morse code only, they can understand what we are speaking. Okay, those who knows this Morse code only, they can understand what we are speaking. Speaking, we using this Morse code means only through beep sounds. Remember, dot means short beep sound and dash means long beep sound. Now I will play. Now I will play the video. Okay, YouTube video. I will play the video so that you can understand how these sounds comes. Okay. In this video, each letter from A to Z, each letter beep sounds will be played. So each letter will appear 3 times. Please listen carefully. Now I will play the video. Please listen carefully. Don't get irritated. Okay. Now I will play the video. I request everyone to decrease your volume because these are beep sounds, so that you will get irritated. So I request all the students to decrease your volume, mobile volume or laptop volume. Just please decrease your volume so that you will not get irritated. Okay. Now I am going to play the video just to see how these sounds will appear. These Morse code sounds will appear. Let us see that. Just wait for 1 minute. I will play the video. I request everyone to decrease little bit, decrease your volumes of your mobiles or laptops so that volume will not be high, so that you will not irritated using this beep sounds. I will play the video. In this video, 1 second. One second. Sir, is it visible, sir? Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I request everyone, all the students, please decrease your volumes. In this video, this Morse code A to Z will be played with beep sounds. Okay, you need to remember all these sounds, or all these dots and dashes. Each letter will be played 3 times. Okay, I'm playing it. Everyone listen carefully. You need to remember all these things. Everyone, please watch this video carefully. You need to remember all these codes. Okay. Communication is only done through these beep sounds. Three dots means S. Three beep sounds. I hope you have understood this, sir. Is my screen visible? Sir, is my PPT visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, students, you have to remember all this Morse code. Okay. using sounds only. These letters are represented only through sounds. Okay, this again I'm repeating, this Morse code is used in telecommunication in military and navy for communication purpose, secret messages, so that no one can understand, only through beep sounds only. Okay, this Morse code consists of dots and dashes. Dot means, as you listened right now, you have listened right. Dot means a small beep. Dash means some long beep sounds. Okay, remember that. Now let us see how to write this code. Okay, you have to write this C program for this Morse code. I will explain it. See, this question was asked in your previous question paper. C program to demonstrate Morse code. That means you will give some string. Okay, you need to convert into Morse code. Nothing but dots and dashes. So before writing this code, you have to remember these. See here. Again, see, you have to remember these codes from A to Z. You have to remember these codes from A to Z. Then only you can write the program. Now let us see it. See, first hash include stdio.h. Okay. Next, see here, this is function declaration. See here, Morse code, void space Morse code. This is function declaration. I am using two functions. What are the two functions? Morse code and Morse encode. See, I am using two functions, Morse code and Morse encode. What is the written type of this? See here. What is the written type? Void. What is void? Void means this Morse code function is not returning any value. Remember that if function is not returning any value, you have to write written type as void. If function is returning any value, you have to write its data type. Okay. If a function is returning integer value, you have to write int as written value. But here, see here, this function, these two functions, you are using two functions in this program. Here these functions are not returning any value. That means we have to, if a function is not returning any value, you have to use void as return type. So void space Morse code. Here Morse code is a function name. Next, see here, inside Morse code I have represented char, and next I have represented as subscript operator. What is subscript operator? It is nothing but open square bracket and close square bracket. Okay. So why I have represented it like this? Because I am passing an array. If you are passing array, you have to represent in this way. Which array I am passing? I am passing character array. That means string which contains some group of characters. It is nothing but you are passing some string. So in C language, there is no string data type. If you want to store string, again I'm repeating, in C language there is no string data type. Okay, if you want to store this string, what is meant by string? It is nothing but group of characters, just like names. If you want to store names, you have to use character array. Okay, here, so in function declaration, no need to represent array names. You have to represent only its data type. What is the data type? Here char. Okay, for characters you need to use char. Char after I am passing array. So no need to use array name. Okay, so I have represented using square bracket, open square bracket, close square bracket, which represents you are passing an array in function declaration. Okay, next, see here, void Morse encode. There is another function called Morse encode. Here what I am passing? Only one character I am passing. I am passing only one character. Here in function declaration, no need to use variable names. You have to use only the data type of the variable you are passing. Okay, which, so I am passing a character. So what is the data type of that character? Char. Okay, next semicolons. Remember, you have to use semicolons. Okay, after this, these are function declarations. Remember, if you are using functions, first you must declare it. Okay, next int main. Next, see here, see this, See, I need to store a string. What is the main aim of this program? You will give some string, okay? You will give some name or string, and you need to convert that into Morse code, dots and dashes. So to store this string, you need a character array, right? To store the remember to store these strings you need character array, so you need to declare the character array. See here, I am declaring a character array. Here what is the array name? S. See here, S of 15, that means 15 memory locations are allocated. Okay, in each memory location single character will be stored. So in S, see here, S contains which string? Geeks for geeks. Okay, this is the string I have given. Remember that strings must be placed in double quotes only. Here I have assigned geeks for geeks. Okay, geeks for geeks. This string will be stored in this character array. Each location only single character. There are 15 locations. In 15 locations single characters will be stored. So S contains this string geeks for geeks. Next, see here printf. See, remember whatever you have whatever you have given in printf in double quotes, as it is, it will be printed. So in the screen, given string is will be printed. Okay, in the output screen in monitor, given string will be printed. Next, see here in the place of percentile s. See here in the place of percentile s, what you have specified here after comma, you have specified s, right? So whatever information present in this variable s, what s contains? S is a string, right? Character array s contains geeks for geeks string. This will be printed onto the screen. Okay, in the place of percentile s, whatever the information present in s variable will be printed. What the information present in s variable s contains? String geeks for geeks. So given string is geeks for geeks will be printed. Next, see here printf. As I said, whatever the statement present in printf in double quotes will be printed as it is onto the screen. So the Morse code of given string is will be printed. Okay, next, see here, see next one, see. Next, what is this Morse code? This is function calling. You are calling a function, Morse code of S. Inside this function, you are passing S. What is S? You are passing S inside Morse code. You are passing S. What is S? S is a character array which contains geeks for geeks string. So no need to use any square brackets or sizes. No need to use anything. Just simply pass array name. Okay, S. Okay, you are passing array name. So when this statement is executed, control jumps into its function definition. What is function definition? Means function implementation which contains set of instructions. So control jumps to its code. Where it is code? See here. See here. See here. See, this is the code, right? Now control directly jumps to the, sorry, this is not Morse code, Morse encode. Sorry, see here, control jumps to the, 1 second. See here, this now control comes to this Morse code. Okay, here you are passing array. You are passing array unit in function definition. Remember, if you are passing array, see here, you need to use data type. What is the data type? Char space ss is the name of the array. Next, no, you can use size of the array, or you can no need to specify size of the array also. Okay, you have to use in this way. Okay, next, see here, see int I. Okay, I is a variable. Remember that first statement must be declaration statement. Whatever variables you are using in the program, you have to declare those variables. Next, for loop for repeating purpose. See here, I equal to 0. Now control comes here. initialization statement, I variable contains 0. After control goes to, see here, after that control goes to the condition statement. See, s of 0 means 0th index. That means what is the character present in the 0th index? Geeks of geeks, right? Geeks of geeks, that means g is not equal to /0 represents end of the string. G is not equal to /0, it is true. When this condition is true, control comes to the, see here, this statement which is present inside for loop. What is the statement present inside for loop? See, Morse encode s of I, that means s of 0. S of 0 means g. Okay, remember index starts from 0 to size -1. Okay, in 0th index there will be g, in first index there will be e. Geeks for geeks, right? Okay, in that way it will be. Now control jumps to its function definition. Okay, control jumps, where is the function definition? See here, Morse encode. This is very easy, but it will be looking like a bit long code, but it is very easy. Morse encode, see Morse encode, see here, Morse encode function. Control jumps to this Morse encode function. See here, one second. See, this is Morse encode function. See here, you are passing single character only. S of 0 means G. Okay, so you are passing single character only. That G will be this here. Again, you have declared a character variable X. X contains G. That character will be copied to G. Okay, remember X contains G. Here you are using switch statement. Okay. Switch statement is alternative statement for else if. When there are more testing condition, you have to use a switch. Okay, now see, remember X contains G. Okay, X variable contains character G, because you have passed s of I means s of 0. Okay, now see here how the execution takes place. See here, see the working of switch. G will be compared with first case, G is equal to A. If it is true, this case statements will be executed. G is not equal to A, right? Now control will goes to the next case. Next, what is the next case value? B. G is equal to B. True or false? G is equal to B. It is false. Okay. See, remember, when this case value is equal, only this statements will be executed. So G is not equal to B, right? G is equal to B. It is false. So again, next case value will be compared. G is equal to C. False, right? G is equal to C. See here. G is equal to C. False. When it is false, these statements will not be executed. This printf break will not be executed. Control goes to check, to test next case value. What is next case value? D. G is equal to D. True or false? G is equal to D. False. When this is false, these statements will not be executed. Now control goes to check next condition. What is the next? See here, what is the next value? E. G is equal to E. True or false? G is equal to E. False. Okay, G is equal to E. False. When it is false, these statements will not be executed. Okay, and again control goes to test next condition. What is the next value? Sorry, condition, not condition, value. What is next value? F. G is equal to F. True or false? G is equal to F. False, right? See, this code is very simple. You have to remember only these dots and dashes. This is very simple. Okay, when if you understand clearly, this is very simple, but this code looks a bit long. Don't get afraid of this. Just you practice it, you will get it. Okay, G is equal to F. It is false. When it is false, these statements will not be executed. Okay, now control comes to test next condition. What is not condition? Sorry, next value. What is next value? See here, G. G is equal to G. G is equal to G. True, right? G is equal to G. So when it is true, see, this statement will be executed. Printf dash dash dot, whatever statement present in double quotes. In double quotes, you have represented dash dash dot. So this dash dash dot will be printed onto the screen. Next, what is the statement present in this case? See here, Break means control comes out of this switch. Okay, next statements will not be executed. See, break means next statements will not be executed, control comes out of this switch. Where is switch closing? See here, where is switch closing? See, these all statements will not be executed. Remember, when break is executed, next all the next statements will not be executed. Control comes out of the switch. See, switch closing. Where is switch closing? See, 1 second. See, all these statements will not be executed. Okay. Only G Morse code will be printed. See, see, this is the closing of switch. Now control comes out of this switch case. Now control will be here. So there are no statements, right? See, control, there is no statements. That means, see, control returns back to its code function call. See where it is called here. Now again controls comes to here because this Morse code function is executed. Now again control goes, this is for loop, right? Again control goes to I plus plus. In previously I is 0, I plus plus means you have to add plus 1 value, 0 plus 1. Now I value is 1. S of 1. What is S of 1? See, geeks of geeks, right? GEEKS for GEKS. No. So in first index, E will be present. E is not equal to /0. Okay, E is not equal to /0. True, right? Again, Morse code of S of 1 means E. You are passing character E. Again, this function will be called. Again, you have to go to this function. See. Again you need to go to this function. Okay, again control jumps to this function. See, again control jumps to this function. Okay, here function is called here E value. You are passing S of 1. S of 1 means E value. E character, sorry, E character will be stored in this character X variable. Okay, X contains E. Again switch off E. Okay, again this this E is compared with all the case values. See, E is compared with A, it is not equal. Again E is compared with B, it is not equal. Again E is compared with C, it is not equal. Again E is compared with D, it is not equal. Again see here, see here, E is equal to E, right? See, at this case E is equal to E. That means these statements will be executed. Printf in double quotes, what is it present? E means single dot. Remember, E means in Morse code single dot. That means short beep sound, like beep. That's all. Okay. Now this dot will be printed onto the screen. Break means you will come out. That means, sorry, control comes out of the switch. Okay, all other next statements will not be executed. Control comes out of this switch. In this way, all the, see, in this way it will be executed. Okay, see the output, see the output, see the output here, you'll understand. See the output. Given string is geeks for geeks. Remember that index starts from 0. At 0th index G, at first index E, again at second index E. In this way, okay. Now the Morse code of given string is, see here. See, dash dash dot 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 dash. That means beep, long beep sound. Beep beep, small beep beep beep. In this way the sounds will be, in this way Morse code will, you can convert this Morse code. Okay, remember Morse code is nothing but it is sounds, some beep sounds. Okay, A to Z. A to Z means it is represented using dots and dashes. This method, Morse code, this is the oldest method. Okay, it is used in telecommunication, for secret messaging, in military and navy. This Morse code is used. Even if technologies have been latest technologies is there, but also this oldest technology is still using. Okay, remember this. You have to remember that. You have to by heart this code. That means you have to remember this. Once again, see the PPT from A to Z. In this way, from 0 to 9 for digits also there will be these beep codes. That means Morse code. You will communicate only using sounds, some beep sounds. Once again, see the PPT from A to Z. You need to remember all these dashes, dots and dashes. In your previous examination, they have asked about write a program on this Morse code. If you want to write a program, first you need to remember from A to Z what how it is represented in Morse code, right? Once again, see the PPT. Now, let us see most common errors. Okay, most common errors, programming errors done by the students. Let us see most common errors done by the students. Before seeing that, first you need to understand what is error. Okay, what is an error? Error means something mistake done in programming. Okay, something mistakes we have done in program. What type of mistakes? First you need to study what are the types of mistakes present you are doing. Okay, first see here. See, there are 5 types of errors. First one is syntax error, next one is runtime error, next one is linker error, logical error, semantic errors. These are the types of errors most of the students are, 1 second, just please wait. Okay, let us see syntax error. These are the most common errors done by the users. Okay, so students. Let us see, error means some mistake done in programming. Let us see syntax error. Before going into this syntax error, you need to understand what is meant by syntax. What is meant by syntax? It is a structure of the statement, that means general form. The statement must be appear in this form only, some general form. Okay, general form, or which represents some structure of statement. This statement must be like this only, something like general form. Okay, you need to follow the syntaxes. Okay, if you want to write, if you want to use all these basics, first you need to understand the syntaxes. First you need to know the syntaxes. That means a general form of this statement, how this statement looks like. You need to follow the syntaxes. If you are not following the syntaxes, or if you are violating the syntaxes rules, errors will be generated. Okay, if you are violating these syntaxes, errors will be generated. Who will generate error? Who will generate error? Compiler will generate error. What is compiler? It is a translator. Okay, translator. It is a translator. Why we need translators? Because the programming language is a high level language. This high level language which will be present in English, this high level language, computer cannot understand this high level language. Only users, only we can understand the high level language. So this high level language must be converted into low level language. Low level language means it consists of only ones and zeros. Okay, so all this high level language, it is converted into ones and zeros. Who will convert it? Compiler. So before executing, you have to compile the program, right? So that computer can understand your program. That means compiler will convert your source code into binary code. That means machine level language, the language which is understandable by the computer. So if there are errors in your program, remember that your program will not be executed. Okay, or it will not be, it will not be converted into binary code. Okay, if there are errors, compiler will generate the errors and it will report the errors. Okay, remember that if errors are there, you need to rectify the errors and again you need to compile the program. If there are no errors, that means compiler converts source code into it converts the source code into binary code. Okay, it will generate the binary code. If there are errors, compiler will not generate the binary code. Remember that. So When compile generated errors, then those errors are called compile time errors. That means compiler will generate the errors during compilation. Okay, you will compile the program, right? First you will compile the program, and then you will, when the compilation is successful only, you will execute the program to get the output. Okay, remember that the errors which were generated by compiler are called compile time errors. So some of the syntax errors in the C program are how the syntax errors are occurring. See here, due to the misspelled variable. If you are giving variable name differently, okay, you are declaring some variable and you are using that variable as something differently. Okay, spelling mistakes. If there are spelling mistakes in variables and in function names also, if there are any spelling mistakes, then errors will be generated. Incomplete braces, that means if you are opening the bracket, if you are using open bracket, there must be closed bracket also, right? If these brackets are missing, then compiler will generate an error. Remember that if you are opening any bracket, you need to close that bracket. Okay, square, maybe square bracket or open bracket or curly braces. If you are opening, you have to close it. Next, missing semicolons. Remember that in your C program, each statement must be ended using semicolon. If there is no semicolon after this statement, compiler will generate error. Remember that all the statements in C language must be ended with semicolons. Let us see through an example program. Let us see how these syntax are. See, most of the students will do these types of errors. You need to know what are these errors, okay, so that you can rectify yourself. Let us see misspelled variable. See here, see, this is the addition program. This is the addition program. See first here, see the first statement. Int a comma b comma sum. Here a is a variable. Okay, a is a variable. Here you have used small letter a, but here in scanf, see here in scanf, but in scanf you have used capital letter a. Remember that C language is case sensitive. That means capital letters and small letters are different. Here capital A and small a are different. Okay, so you should not use in this way. If you are using in this way, see here, see the errors. A is undeclared. See the ppt right side error. See the error. When you have compiled this program, you will get an error. Compiler will generate error. What error you will get? See here, capital A is undeclared. That means this compiler is saying to you to declare A, but you have declared, right? See here, you have declared in first statement. See here, in first statement you have declared A, but compiler cannot understand capital A and small a are different, right? So we can understand that, we humans, we can understand, but computer cannot understand this. If you are using small a, you have to use small a only. If you are using capital A, you have to use capital A only. So it is asking you to declare this capital A also. So these are the type. This is the most commonly generated errors, most common errors done by the students. Okay, once again, see here, remember that capital letters and small letters are different. See, in first statement, in declaration, if you are using something like sum, see here, you have used sum. In somewhere in your program, you have to use sum only. You should not use like sim, something like that, spelling mistakes. Okay, there should not be any spelling mistakes. If you are using sum, you need to use sum only, sum only. You should not use like sim, like that. Again, if you are using like that, again compiler will generate error like this. Sim is not declared. In that way it will generate errors. Okay, remember that there should be no spelling mistakes. Once again, see the program, see the error once, read the error. Next, incomplete braces. Incomplete braces, that means, as I said, if you are using open brackets, you need to close the brackets. If you are using open square bracket, you need to close the square bracket. If you are using open curly brace, you need to close the curly brace. See the program, see at right side, see here, see at right side, I'm moving the cursor, see here. In function definition, see the function definition, int addition after main closing at right side. See, I have opened this. Here I have used open curly brace. That means you need to use, after writing the statements, compulsory you have to close the square, you have to close the curly brace, right? Here you have opened it, again you have to close. See here, this closed curly brace is missing. What type of error you will get? See here, expected declaration or statement at the end of the input. At the end of the input, see, at the end you are not closing the, at the end you are not closing it. Okay, this is the error you will get. See, at after return result you need to close. It is showing clearly an error, something it is expecting. What is compiler is expecting, you need to close the curly brace, right? Here there is open curly brace. After writing the statements, you need to close the curly brace. Okay, once again see the PPT, once again read the error. These are the most common mistakes done by the students. Next, missing semicolons. As I said, in C program, each and every statement must be ended with semicolon only. If any semicolon is missing, compiler will generate error. See here, sorry. See here, I'm moving the cursor. See here. See, after function declaration, see the arrow marks. After function declaration, semicolon is missing. See, you need, after function declaration, you have to write the semicolon. You have to type the semicolon. Okay. See here, semicolon is missing. Again, see here. See the scanf. Next arrow mark. See here. Next in scanf. See, I'm moving the cursor. See here. See, after this statement, you need to place semicolon. Remember, each and every statement in C language must end with semicolons. Okay. Here, semicolon is missing. See here. Again, here, semicolon missing. So, here, compiler will generate error. See here, which type of error it is generating? Expected. It is expecting something like semicolon. See here, it is expecting semicolon, something it is expecting. You need to see what it is expecting and you need to rectify the error. You need to place semicolon here. Again, you need to compile. Okay, these are the most common mistakes done by the students. Once again, see the PPT. Next, runtime errors. Runtime errors means, as I said, compile time error. What is compile time errors? That means when you are compiling, if there are any syntax errors, compiler will generate some errors, right, during compilation. So during compilation, if you get errors, then those errors are called compile time errors. Then what is runtime errors? After compilation is successful, you will execute the program, right? When you execute the program, at that time also you will get errors. Okay, so that you will not get the output correctly. That means program will be stopped. Okay, then those are called runtime errors. During execution, after execution also, you will get an error and program will be stopped. You won't get the result. So which types of errors you will get? See here. If you are dividing anything by 0, okay, you know that if you are dividing anything by 0, it is undefined by, right? See, for example, 3 by 0. You are dividing 3 by 0. That means it is undefined. So this type of errors, these are called runtime errors. At runtime, these errors will be shown. Okay, that means program will stop. Next, trying to open a file that doesn't exist. If you are trying to open a file which is not present in your system, it will generate error. Okay, these are the runtime errors. That means compilation will be successful. At compilation, there will be no errors. But during execution, when you are seeing for output, during execution, it will generate errors. Okay, and program will stop. It will not produce output which you are desiring. Once again, see the PPT. Next, let us see the program. See here. See the output, enter A and B value. I have entered A value as 3. That means 3 will be stored in A and 0 will be stored in B. Now see the statement, result equal to A divided B. See here, I am moving the cursor. Result equal to A divided B. What is A? A means A contains 3 value. 3 divided by 0. Which error you got? Floating point exception. Okay, that means invalid operation. You cannot divide anything by 0. That is undefined, right? You cannot divide anything by 0. You cannot divide. That means it is invalid operation. Here you didn't get any result. See here, you didn't get any result. There is an exception, error, floating point exception, invalid operation. You cannot divide anything by 0. It is undefined, so you won't get any result. This is the runtime error after execution. Once again, see the error. Next, if you are trying to open a file that doesn't exist, your system does not have the file you are opening, then it will return it will return null. Once again, see this code. See here, see what I am doing. I am opening a file. Okay, this is file code. See, already I have explained. See here, I am opening a file, myfile.txt. In which mode I am opening? In read mode. Okay, see here, in read mode I am opening the file. Remember, if you are opening the file in read mode, if file doesn't exist, it will enable this function. Fopen function is unable to open the file. That means null will be written by this. Null will be written by this fopen function. Remember this. If you are opening the mysample.txt file in read mode, if this file is not present in your system, then it will not create it. It will, this function is unable to open the file. It will return null. So see here, printf statement will be executed. Null equal to null true, right? Fp contains null. Null equal to null true. So printf error to open the file will be. Okay, 1 second. Okay, see here, segmentation fault. See, error to open file will be displayed. Next, segmentation fault, core dump will be displayed. What is segmentation fault? See, if nothing present in memory, if nothing present is in memory, but you are accessing something. Okay, see, my sample.txt is not present in your system. It is not present in your system, but you are doing some operations on it. Remember that if there is no memory is allocated and you are trying to do any operations on that memory, on that file or something, segmentation fault will be displayed. Okay, this is the error. If you are trying to open a file that doesn't present in your system, which is not present in your system. Remember, if you are opening the file in W, okay, in mode W, that means writing mode, remember error will not be generated. Okay, this system will create, this fopen function will create mysample.txt file. Okay, in read mode it will not create the file, it will generate error. Next, linker error, logical error. See here, logical error is important. See, Logical error is a bug in a program that causes it to operate incorrectly. That means logical error means a bug. What is bug? Okay, bug is something, it is something program error. Okay, there is difference between error and bug. Error means some programming mistake done by the user or student or some programmer. Okay, something you will do. Okay, in it may be syntax errors, whatever it may be, something errors done by the programmer. Okay, when this error is when the programmer will do this error, compiler will generate error. See, bug means uh, compiler will not generate any errors. It will be free from errors and program will execute, but there will be something wrong in logic. Okay, for example, that means you will get some unexpected result. What you have expected result will not get because of this logical errors. You will not get the result which you have expected. You will get some other result. Okay, for example, you have written addition program. You are given 3 plus 5, 3, sorry, 2 plus 3, sorry. You have given the input like 2, 3. What the program must do? 2 plus 3. What is 2 plus 3? 5, right? If the program has displayed like 15, 2 plus 3 is not 15. Okay, if the program displayed like 15, it is a bug. Okay, that means it is not displaying, it is not giving correct results. There is a bug in your program. That means some logical error is there in your program. Remember the difference between bug and error. Errors are created by the programmer and program will not execute if there are errors. If there is bug, program will execute and you will get some output, some irrelevant output which is not expected by you. Okay, correct result will not be given, some other results will be given. Okay, that is called bug. Once again, see the PPT. Next, semantic error. Semantic error means some meaningful. Semantic means some meaningful. There must be meaningful. For example, you have given like int a. That means a is a variable which contains integer only. That means the program is expecting some integer value. If you are giving some float value, you have to give integer value. But if you are giving float value, that is an error, right? That's semantic error. It should be meaningful. You have to give only integer only. You should not give float value. You are declaring as integer. A is a integer which contains some, which should contain some integer value only, but you are providing some float value. Okay, that means you will get an error. Okay, it should be meaningful. Remember, semantic means meaningful. It is also some type of logical error only. Let us see some other common errors in C programming which were done by the students. So, okay, see here. Undeclared variables. See here. See here, I'm moving the cursor. See, result equal to a plus b. See the first statement. Remember, in main function, first statement must be declaration. That means whatever the variables you are using in the program, you must declare all the variables in this first statement declaration. See, you have declared int a comma b, but you are using result. Okay, result is a variable which will store the result value, but you are using this variable and you are not declaring this variable. See here, in first statement you have to declare a comma b comma result, but you have missed the result. You didn't declare a result. See here, I'm moving the cursor. See, result is also a variable. You are not declaring this variable, so you will get error. Which type of error you will get? See here, see the error. See the right side. Error, result is undeclared. You have to declare the result is undeclared. Okay, this type of error you will get. Result is undeclared means you have to declare the result in first statement int a comma b comma result. Once again, see the PPT, see the program, and see the error. Which type of error? These are important. Which type of, you have to understand which type of error, and what you have to do. Result undeclare means you have to declare the result variable. Okay. Next, missing double quotes. See, in lab session also I have seen most of the students this type of error. See, most of the students are doing this type of error. That which type of error? Missing double quotes. You are opening the double quotes and you are not closing the double quotes. See here, see the arrow mark. See, double quotes are open and double quotes are not closed, so you will get an error. Remember that you should, if you are opening double quotes, you need to close the double quotes. If you are opening the bracket, you need to close the bracket. If you are opening the flower brace, you need to close the flower brace. Okay, remember that. So which type of error you are getting? See, missing termination. Okay, see here, missing termination. You need to terminate, that means you need to close. Okay, see here, I'm moving the cursor, you need to close. It is displaying where you need to close also. See here, in turbo, see, it will display the line code, line numbers also. Okay, so you can easily identify. Remember this, if you are opening, you need to close. Okay, if you are opening the double quotes, you need to close the double quotes. Okay, these are the most common mistakes done by the user. You need to understand what type of mistakes you are doing and how to rectify it. Okay, next, missing ampersand operator. This is also most commonly done mistake by the students. See here, see, in scanf, remember you need to use ampersand and variable name. Ampersand means address. In that address location, variable value will be stored. See, in scanf, you need to use ampersand variables. See here, here ampersand before variable a, ampersand is missing. Okay, you will get error. See here, segmentation fault. You got some error. It is expecting some argument. Okay, ampersand is missing. You need to use ampersand here. This is the most common mistakes done by the students. You will open the you'll open the double quotes and you will forget to close the double quotes, and also you will forget to use this ampersand. These are the most common mistakes done by the students. Remember, in scanf you need to use ampersand with the variable name. Next, termination of statement. See here, as I said, in C language, each and every statement must be ended with semicolon. But remember, for control statements like if statement, if else, while statement, for loop, do while, you should not use semicolons. In function definition, you should not use semicolons. If you are using semicolons, see the PPT, see the arrow marks. You should not use semicolons for loop. You should not use semicolon for while loop. Okay, if you are using semicolon, you will get error. Compiler will generate error. These are also most common mistakes done by the students. Remember that. Remember this. All the control statements like if statement, loop statements like while loop, for loop, do while, function definition should not contain any semicolon. See, next class I will discuss remaining most common errors done by the students. In next class I will discuss. If there are any doubts, you can ask me right now, or you can contact me later if you have any doubts. Okay, right now you can ask doubts, I will clear the doubts. If there are no doubts, you can ask later also. can contact me at any time. I will respond to you. If there are any doubts, you can ask me now. Otherwise, I will close the session. In the next class, I will discuss remaining things. Okay, sir. Sir,
Madam. Madam.
completed, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Students, you can leave the class.